What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Football Smack Talk Show. I am your host, Ryan.
I'm Eric.
All right. Well, there we go. A little delay, but we'll get through it. Welcome in, everybody, to another wonderful Monday evening. For those of you in the Philadelphia area, it is beautiful out, not too hot, it's a little breezy. This is my perfect type of weather. I absolutely love high 70s, low 80s with a little bit of breeze. Beautiful. But anyway, this is the off season. As we all know, we've been suffering through it for the last, 50 years, it seems. And we still got a little bit of ways, although we are at least in the month to which training camp starts.
Right. As of this morning, we are in the month training camp starts. By the end of this month, the pads will be hitting. Yeah, it's, we'll see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah. And listen, I think a lot of people, it comes in stages, like seasons end, it's there's a depression of the season ending, whether regardless. Obviously, when you win it, that doesn't really happen so often or so quickly. But there is some level of depression when the season ends, and then for the normal person, then it's like, all right, well, wait till free agency, and then all right, then there's a little lull, and we'll wait to the draft. Obviously, weirdos like us, get hype immediately. Maybe we give ourselves a week to be a little depressed, but then it's pretty much off-season mode, especially me with all the draft coverage I did this year on EOP. A lot of in-depth stuff. But anyway, normally it's that. And then after the draft, it's like, oh, okay, like we're excited about our rookies, and then boom, it's another lull. So, you have the voluntary, mini the OTAs, and it's like, all right, I'm excited, but then it's like, oh wait, that's right, this sucks. Like this doesn't do anything for us. And you really don't have anything until actual training camp. And then that's kind of the same thing. It's like, yeah, I'm excited, and then it's like a weekend. You're like, all right, I'm ready for real football. But it's not too long to where you start having the preseason games. So, in fact, when is the first preseason game? It's pretty early in August, isn't it? No.
Yeah, because of the way the month falls. Yeah, it's So I'm trying to think. The first is what is the first? The Thursday? I think it might be the first
of August.
Yeah, I think it might be. It's either the 1st or the 8th. That Thursday would be the first preseason game, the weekend of the Hall of Fame inductions.
It's the 9th. So we don't play that first week again, because remember, it's only 3 games theoretically. So you got to
I know, because that's when the Hall of Fame game is. But I'm saying, like,
oh yeah, because that's always like ridiculously weirdly well ahead of everything else. So the Eagles play the Ravens on the 9th. So what the training camp starts? What, the 24th? I think, somewhere in there. So basically, we're gonna have like little over 2 weeks of training camp before we're actually starting to get that first preseason game, which we're all going to be so overhyped for, and then it's going to come crashing. As reality sets in. But anyway, so it's the 9th. It's the 15th Patriots, and then the 24th for the Vikings. But then we don't play until the 6th of September. Right?
And boy, do I love the fact that I'm going to be on vacation the 17th to the 24th, and so the Eagle, like, where we're renting a house, and like there's like this big theater room, and I was so excited about the idea of getting to watch a preseason game in like this big theater room. And of course, the Eagles' preseason schedule does not line up at all.
Because you're leaving the 24th. And you won't be there to see it. Eric, I'm so sorry, bud. That is very unfortunate. I I did tell you that we went one year to the Outer Banks, and it was like September, maybe what might have been early October.
Mm.
And it was still beautiful down there, obviously. But we
Yeah.
didn't have anywhere to watch. There was one bar that was like a sports bar, but everybody and their mother was in there,
Mhm.
watching whatever game, they were wanting to see. Danny Savage, Draft Guru, what's going on, buddy? Brazil hookers and coke. Yeah, well, just don't wear your green, pal. Um, and yeah, so we were like, oh, it was like elbow to elbow in this tiny little bar that had like a million it looked like a great setup. It was just overpacked. So we literally just ended up randomly
Yeah.
uh driving around and we saw this movie theater that was like we had the NFL games. And we're like, okay. So we walk in there that it's dead empty.
Yeah. Right.
And every theater had a different NFL game. And we paid like $10 to
That's
get
pretty
in
cool.
there. And they had beers, they had food, and we literally got to sit in the movie theater, comfortable movie theater seats, and watch it on a humongous big screen, the Eagles, and I think it was
Oh shit.
I forget who they played. It might have actually been Carolina, which is funny. Um,
Nah.
yeah, it was awesome. So highly recommend if you can find that experience to do it. Jump all over that.
Yeah, I actually got the chance to when I was living down in Houston. I got to go the Alamo Draft House and Cinema where I was working. They
Yeah,
put the
I
Monday night
remember
games
that.
in the movie theater,
Oh,
and
nice.
so I got to watch the Eagles Packers Monday Night Football from movie theater. That was freaking awesome.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's cool. Yeah, man, I cannot
Yeah.
believe that brought back a lot of memories of Alamo Draft House. Good lord.
Yeah.
Your Houston time period in your life
Yeah, yeah. And so the
is still to this day the
dark
funniest
days.
for me. I mean, it may be dark for you, but
Yeah.
it was comedy gold for all of us. Let me tell you. Anyway, so
Oh, I know. Everybody
so
had a big kick out of it. No, I mean,
yeah, we
yeah.
did. It was. I mean, we were very confused, but we had a good time. Anyway, so speaking of Carolina, Outer Banks, Houston, we want to talk a little bit about some away games, and we
Yeah.
have been to a few away games in our career as Eagles fans, and we try to go to
Mhm.
one a year is kind of what we've been recently been doing. And so we've been to a bunch of really nice places, and we want to hear from you guys. Where have you guys been to? And even it doesn't even have to technically be an Eagles game, but yeah, we're just kind of wondering what away stadium experience did you have that kind of sticks with you? Because we've been to a bunch, and we're very curious as to how people feel. It doesn't have to be Eagles, but Big Al, what's going on, buddy? How are you? Big Al checking in. The man, the myth, the legend, the man who single-handedly runs EOP. So please, if you already haven't, all those socials that are above my head and above Eric's head, please make sure you're following EOP.
Yeah.
Like and follow Sharon. Sharon does a lot. Sharon is caring, as they say. So it does a lot for us, honestly.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so what's your favorite place? I've been to Phillies away games, we've been to Eagles away games. Big Al checks in. PNC Park is a great place. That is one I surprisingly have
Yes, it
never
is.
been. Yeah, I haven't been. It's something I've always wanted to. So it looks beautiful, the whole scenery. Although all I
I
can
actually
think
got to
of
work in that stadium, which was incredible.
how
Yeah, when I was interning at the Fanatic, and we went out there in 2012 for the opener. And so I got to basically hold a microphone in the clubhouse while a bunch of guys answered a bunch of questions. And Jimmy
nice.
Rollins was teasing me to get in there to, so that Roy Halladay could talk into the microphone that I had. And he's teasing me. He's like, man, you better elbow yourself to the front. You better elbow yourself to the front. Oh, I did. I elbowed some guys out of the way. Yeah.
Camden Yards, another one from out. Yeah, that
Yes.
is.
Very
I
good
love.
one.
I love
Yes.
Camden Yards.
Baseball ballparks are a different feel. Like they are
Yeah,
incredible, and every park's so unique. Football stadium, though, like to me, obviously, my favorite away experience was going to London with my dad. That was incredible.
of course. That
Um,
that yeah,
yeah.
that was one that listen, still upset that the old man just didn't pay for me to go. I don't know why. I mean, I thought we were cool. Um, but that Camden one, man, I miss going there. We used to do that. We did that a couple years in a row where
Yeah.
we just went down there and just had a blast. I
I
love Inner
just did that a
Harbor.
couple weeks ago. It was incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did. Yeah. Maybe next year we'll have to like
Yeah.
make it a thing and just like go down and stay the night.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So we have been to some Eagles games recently. I know I went out. Geez,
You went to Arizona a couple
I went
years
to
ago.
Arizona last year. Was that
2
last
years ago, I thought.
2
I
years
thought it
ago?
was a Super Bowl year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was 2 years
Yeah.
ago. Jeez, my memory is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
2 years ago, you went to Denver, right?
no, I
Didn't
thought that
you?
was 3 years ago. I went to Denver.
Yeah, I said 3 years ago. Yeah.
Oh, did it? Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
See, look at me. I'm awful.
Yeah.
So yeah, 3 years ago, I went to Denver. Absolutely love that town. Great. It was cool. There were, we had such a great experience with Philly sports trips, and it was really cool. Arizona, same thing. Philly sports trips, really awesome. Again, they just put on a party, and Vince and everybody at Philly sports trips, they get to work. They put so much groundwork, and then when the schedule comes out, they nail everything, together and get dates set and get everything locked in. They do such a great work. But yeah, it's so much fun. The party, it's great. It's they have either whether it's 97.5 guys, which whatever, depending on I know
Sure.
they've
Right.
been
Yeah.
kind of lambasted a little bit lately, but whatchamacallit. But usually they're, Hollis Thomas is always sitting there. Dude just kind of plops down and just kind of
He picks his spot. Yeah.
picks the spot, and then that's it. But yeah, people that obviously other former Eagles, some like Fourth and John guy like E-Rock, a couple other, Philly sports guy, Jamie's always kind of hanging around. So those were really two really cool experiences, especially Arizona. Such a beautiful stadium inside. I could watch anything in that stadium, and it would be amazing. I'm Crucian.
Yeah, so
Okay, hey, listen, I got confirmation that's how you would F up the name.
yeah.
Lumen
No, I'm
Field
a
in
phonetic
Seattle.
speller and phonetic, so
Yeah.
I say it as it's written.
Yeah.
Kruszelewski.
Okay, Crucial Newski.
Yeah.
Lumen Field in Seattle, never been. Certainly one I would love to go
I've heard a
to.
couple people say that was a nice one.
Yeah, same. Steve checking in. What's up, Steve? Notre Dame campus is really nice. I mean, geez, I would love to go to a Notre Dame game.
Yeah.
That would be really cool. Al, I was actually in LA to the Coliseum when Wentz got injured in 2017. So what you're saying is it's all your fault?
That's what I'm hearing.
That's kind of what I'm hearing. Yeah. Which, listen, whether we can say fault or we say it's all up, thanks to you.
It's all thanks to you. Yeah, we could say that too.
We don't know how it would have ended, but we do know how it did end.
Yeah. So Wentz got injured. Foles came in, sold his soul.
Maybe Doctor Strange did the little thing with the time stone and went through 14 million different scenarios, and that was the only one that the Eagles were going to win, and it happened the way it did. So maybe thanks to Big Al. So everybody, next
I was gonna say, I think everybody owes Big Al a drink.
Yeah, say thanks, bud.
Yeah.
Andrew checking in. Let's welcome Paul George to Philly. Sixers making moves, absolutely. Yeah, Sixers are doing their thing. I mean, listen, whether you are a fan of Paul George or not, you have to at least admire that Morey is making moves that he can. He went out
Sure.
and signed the biggest free agent name. So, Crucian.
Okay.
What did we say? Crucian? I think we said Crucian.
Probably. That sounds yeah. That sounds
Crucian.
yeah.
Okay, Crucian.
Okay, so the A is silent. Gotcha.
Yeah, listen, Sixers are doing their thing. Brought back Oubre, signed Andre Drummond, signed Eric Gordon. Still got a couple of more guys, and they can, potentially make some moves. With Paul Reed, we'll get him probably off the roster to get some cap space. But yeah, Sixers are doing the best that they can right now, and we will be talking about it later on Party on Broad at 9:00. So check in if you want to see Rob flip out about some Sixers takes. So
it's always a good time because usually it's me flipping out about Eagles things.
Yeah.
And then I get to watch somebody else flip out about the Sixers.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
Big Al says it's all my fault we won this in 2017. You're right.
We just said the whole tri-state area owes you a beer.
Yeah, they do. Went to Alabama a couple of times. Roll Tide is amazing. I bet you it was. Screw the Celtics. Let's get this title. Hell yeah.
Yes, I'm definitely with you.
Even though they just literally 2 minutes before we came on air, just gave Jason Tatum $63 million a year.
$1 billion.
Extension. Yeah. I don't even know how this is possible. I thought there were caps on stuff. The NBA cap and the exceptions and this rule and the bird rights and then this and that. It's too much.
Apparently, I guess the Celtics have a rule where they're just allowed to get the best player every year. Man, screw the Celtics.
What do you mean? I mean, they already have them. I mean, it's not like they went out and signed somebody. They re-signed.
Yeah, but I know they re-signed. I know, but still, it's like every year, it's like, oh, they win an NBA championship and they get a first-round pick, first overall, and it's like, man, give me a break.
Yeah, give me a break.
So sick of the Celtics.
Yeah, 5 years, 314. Jesus. Yeah, listen. Whatever. I'm
not a bitter Philly fan, though. That's not me.
What's that?
I'm not a bitter Philly fan.
There's somebody, and it's funny in our Discord, and I don't know if you've ever seen it. When the Phillies are on, and he it's not tweeting, but he live messages into the Discord, and it's every 2 seconds. He's like, "Oh my god, the game's over." I just want to be like, bro, get your life together.
Seriously.
But and I get it. We all have that negative Philly, thing where we've been just, we're like that. We're like that dog that's just been beaten too many times. And every time we think we have a little bit of joy in our life, somebody comes around the corner and kicks us right in the stomach, So I get it.
Yeah, the other night when the Phillies lost to the Marlins on that Thursday night. And it's like freaking Schwarber got hurt, and then Harper got hurt, and it's like, and we lose, and it's like, damn it, you want to kick my dog while you're here? Like, Jesus.
Yeah. It's pretty brutal sometimes. So, and I got it, but yeah, it's really funny. I want to say it I want to say it every time. I kind of I'll be like, all right, dude, come on, let's positive attitude.
Yeah, it will be okay.
It will be. But anyway, so we went to Eric, you went to was it 2 years ago too that we went to Washington?
Washington, yeah.
Yeah. Well, talk about a friggin' dump.
Oh,
how
is that? People tell me how horrible. How is that a newer stadium? That is
how is that allowed to be an actual NFL stadium? It is such a pile of garbage. I did not feel safe. I mean, listen, how many? We all saw the video of the fans, falling over the railings or the railing collapsed.
Yeah, weren't we sitting right where those railings?
Yeah, we actually kind of were. Was pretty close to it. And again, Philly Sports Trips for the bus trip. Thank you. You didn't go with us to New York to the Jets last year, right? No. Thank God. Although again, great party. Listen, all I can say is absolute perfection from Philly Sports Trips. And I get it. People are like, the money. And I've had plenty of people come up and talk to me. But think about it this way. One, yes, if you were to do everything yourself, yeah, you know what? Maybe you would save a little money. But you're also getting the tailgate. You're also getting any, happy hour or you know, game day festivities. But you're getting peace of mind. Everything's already set. It's booked. You don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about, oh God, I got to get a connecting flight here or blah, 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 blah there. Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, that Washington game. Hell, you and somebody else came and picked me up at my house.
Yeah.
And then we rode down to the city and we caught
went,
the bus.
Basically, we went right. Yeah, it's right by the stadium where
Yeah.
where you get on, and it was bright and early in the morning because we wanted to get there,
Mhm.
as early as possible for the game, and yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Had a beer on the bus, and then
I had a couple of beers on the bus.
a couple of beers. Yes.
In the press box with Schwartz and Harper got injured. Does that mean the Phillies will win the World Series? I sure friggin' hope so, Al.
I mean, that's the only logical conclusion I can come up with.
Absolutely. Yeah. And listen, if you ever need anybody to assist you in the press box, you let me know. I'm a good assister.
Me too.
Throwing dimes. Little G, what's up? I'm a big Eagles fan. 2024 season better. Eagles win 14-3, and I'm gonna be an uncle. It's a girl. Woo! Little G.
That's awesome, Little J. Never get that is so awesome.
Never get tired of saying it.
Yeah.
FedEx is the worst ran stadium. It is.
It really is.
A piece of shit.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I didn't feel safe. But this year,
yeah, I never want to hear anybody talk about how bad the vet was because FedEx Field.
Yeah, at least it wasn't falling apart.
Yeah.
Like, listen, it was what it was, but and it had its charm and not so charm and whatever, depending on your viewpoint. But at least the stadium was intact. At least, people. Okay, well, I can't.
I don't even think rats would live in FedEx Field. They did live at the vet, but
yeah, they sure did. But yeah, it's pretty.
And I'm not just talking about Tom Modrak, Rat Boy.
Oh wow. Andrew, Soldier Field in Chicago is also a trash can.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed with Soldier Field when I went there.
Yeah, can't say I've been there. Daniel Berry says, "Yo, what up, buddy? You're late." Yeah, I was out in Wrigley. I did Comiskey.
Yeah,
or whatever the hell they're talking about. Yeah, we did that together. God, when was
you did the White Sox game there too?
Yeah, at whatever. I just call it Comiskey.
Yeah,
I don't think it's called that.
No, and it definitely wasn't called that when we went there. Yeah,
but I've been calling it that.
Park.
Was that America? There we go.
Yeah.
Is that 2009 that we went?
I think 7.
7? Oh, this is even pre-podcast.
Yeah,
partnership here.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's a good point, Al. The Meadowland was terrible as well. Yeah, when we went up to the Jets game, that was pretty god awful.
I was there for a WrestleMania. It was again, not impressed.
Yeah, no. The seats sucked. They were really high. We were really high up, and some stadiums, when you're high up, it doesn't feel that much. This one, it felt it, and it also felt like a chunk of the stadium could just fall off at any point, too.
Yeah.
And then you had the field being notorious for being, that field.
Yeah.
So there was a lot. There's a lot. Going
Saquon will be happy to be only playing there once this year.
Yeah.
8 times a year.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then you don't even have to play the Jets this year. We get half from that. So, So again, keep them coming, guys. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Let's see, where else have I been? Speaking of Baltimore, I haven't been to MNT. That is my away game of choice this year. I do believe
it's at December 1st or around that.
Yeah. I think it's exactly December 1st.
Yeah.
We should get a bunch of people together because I know I talked to Shane's mom, the whole lot of them. They looked like they were down. Now, one
Yeah.
I really wanted to go to was New Orleans,
Oh, that'd be
and
the last.
I had a chance to go to the New Orleans game. God, how long ago was this?
Was it 2018? Yeah, I want to
Mm-mm.
say that was the same year that I went to London, and that was because basically it was my wife was like, "Oh, well, you can either go to London with your dad or you can go to New Orleans with your friends," and I'm like,
Yeah, I believe me, I get it. But for
yeah,
whatever reason, the trip fell apart the last second. Yeah, it would have been 2018 because I remember going to
yeah,
see Fletcher Cox at he was at Elmwood Zoo, and it was like Christmas time ish, roughly, because we went
mhm.
there because they had like a nice little Christmas thing, and he was only just a baby. He was only like probably not even
I
2 years
guess it would have
old.
been two then. Yeah,
Yeah, so um, yeah, so we missed out on that, and obviously this year, but like looking at the prices, I was just like, I
yeah,
don't think this is the year for me to spend the money to go to New Orleans. But I think our buddy Larry and I think Larry and his girl and his sister are going. So
oh, good for them.
unless Larry wants to,
Throw you in
pay,
his bag. Yeah,
throw me in the bag or just pay for it. I mean,
yeah,
Larry makes good enough money. So
yeah. Right. He could treat us both. Let's
yeah,
go.
I mean, shit. I mean, no offense. I'm just trying to get me, but like an extra.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I understand get you first, but then if there's a
Well,
chance, like,
maybe the sister can pay for you.
right, right.
We'll pile the money together. It doesn't matter where it comes from. No, but I think Baltimore is the one I'm going to go to this year. It's a bus trip, Philly sports trips, and it's yeah. I just think it's going to be a great game. Two
Yeah.
really good teams, and
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah, that's gonna, like you said, two really good teams.
yeah. So yeah. Listen, guys, if you are looking to go anywhere, whether it's Eagles, whether we can go up and down the schedule and pick all the games you want, but Phillies, Flyers. I mean, we're I forget what we were talking about, but like that first game in Anaheim
Mhm.
to see Cutter and boo the ever loving
That's fair.
crap out of him
That's
in Anaheim would be, I think, a
That would be
Flyer dream.
fantastic.
That would be a Flyer dream. So there's that. There's spring training for next year. They've gone over for the British Open. Like there's
Mhm.
something for everybody, honestly. Sixers, you name it. They go wherever you need.
Yeah, I was really hoping the Eagles game in Baltimore was going to coincide with
I
the end
know,
of the
right?
Orioles season
That would have been
and
a great. It
yeah,
would have been like
go down
that
for a weekend.
would have
Yeah,
been like an insane weekend of like going to like 2 Baltimore Oriole Philly games
right.
and then going to the Eagles Ravens. That would have been great.
Yeah,
But yeah, listen, if you are interested in going anywhere, Philly Sports Trips has to be who you go with. Check this out.
If you're a Philly sports fan and you want to travel with your favorite team, then travel with the best. If you want to travel with the pros, then go to phillysportstrips.com. Philly Sports Trips features premium travel and tailgating experiences for the best fans ever the Philadelphia sports fan. Philly Sports Trips has self-travel packages and full travel packages available with round-trip flights for Phillies, Eagles, Flyers, Sixers, and even the Union. They even offer day trips for more local games. Go to phillysportstrips.com, sign up immediately, and tell them EOP sent you. Do not forget, Philly Sports Trips has all the away trips for the Eagles' upcoming 2024 season, including the Brazil trip week 1. Jump on it now before you lose out on all these great opportunities. Go to phillysportstrips.com and don't miss the next great Philly sports moment.
There you go, folks. So check that out. Listen, I'm pretty sure they still got room for Brazil. And if you get arrested for drunk and disorderly on your bus trip, call David Archer.
there you go. There you go.
Oh man, nailing that. Yeah. So yeah, I'm trying to think of anywhere else I've been. I mean, I went down to Carolina because our buddy Larry lived there. the time. So we saw the Panthers game, although we did lose. So that wasn't great, but still a great time. Let's see. Where else have I been to games? What about you?
I mean, I've been to Dallas at the old Texas Stadium back in 05, and man, we got shellacked that day. That was not a fun day.
I'm sure.
And then I went to Houston, of course, when I was living there. Dad came down, and we went to the Eagles-Texans game to start the year in 06.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's what you just got to do. You got to find somebody who lives in that city and then just be like, yo, bro, let's go to the game.
Oh, as soon as the schedule came out, I just called Dad and was just like, yeah, so I'm getting us tickets. We're going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a fun thing we like to do every year.
Yeah.
I know Philly Sports Trips always has, the Washington, the New York bus trips, but it's always cool when they have like another, Baltimore, Pittsburgh type, bus trip
Right.
that you can do. Although Pittsburgh might be
Pittsburgh, I think you'd want to stay overnight in.
Well, yeah, true. What's that, like 6 hours?
It's 6 hours, yeah.
Yeah, maybe a quick
About
flight.
3.5 if done properly, but
Oh wow, you are. So I think I do need to get over to PNC Park, but anyway, but yeah. So let us know in the comments if you've been anywhere that you really like, or maybe that you hated. We've already talked about FedEx and MetLife, but we're always willing to accept new and awful away locations, whether it's Eagles, Phillies, Flyers, Sixers, don't matter.
As far as the Eagles locations, I'll tell you an underrated one, Atlanta. That was a really fun trip. Old man Mike and I went in 2019, actually the last trip I got to take with him. We went to Atlanta that year for, was it week 2 or 3 that we played them?
Oh, yeah. Was that Mercedes-Benz Stadium?
Yeah. That stadium's nice. Of course, we got hosed in that game.
Man, you don't have good luck.
Oh, man. I had terrible luck at away games. You probably don't want me to go to any of these away games.
All right. Note to self, Vince from Philly Sports Trips. If you see this guy,
Eric just on the banned list. Oh, yeah.
Get him out of here. So,
Houston and the London game. I think those might be the only 2 wins I've gotten that I've gone to.
45-minute flight.
Oh, Washington too. Yeah,
I'll do that in my sleep.
Oh yeah.
The last time I went to Washington, I may or may not.
You blacked out. You blacked out.
Oh my God. I'm sorry.
In the seat.
We got off the bus. And listen, I maybe had like 2 beers, whatever, on the bus trip down. It's a pretty quick drive. So anyway, you get off the bus, you're a little tired from sitting in the seats, you stretching, whatever, you get ready. And then all of a sudden we all start to walk up.
Mm-hmm.
And all you see is the most beautiful thing in the world. You see this like alleyway of like tables set up on either side and like tents and other stuff as a welcoming hallway to the tailgate. And it's just booze on your left, booze on your right. Oh, you don't like those too? Well, we got more booze on the left. We got more booze on the right. And it's just every single type of alcohol, a seltzer from, just plain liquor to, light beers to heavier beers to Bloody Marys. Guilty. I may or may not, again, depending on how much you remember, i.e. not a lot.
Yeah,
I had a crap ton of those Bloody Marys.
To give you an idea, I am not a dancer at all. Like you've seen me dance. I was out there dancing at that freaking tailgate.
That's a good time. Al Flo, LOL, Sixers making move They just gave $50 million a year to a guy who is going to be 35 and has played 55 game once in the past year. Yeah, great move. Listen, Al, I know this is technically a football show, hence the name of Football Smack Talk Show. But Al, I would love for you to let us know what your dream offseason should have been, because there weren't a lot of options free agency wise. And the trade market, as you've seen, is absolutely bananas. People overpaying for very, well, I don't want to call it average, but yeah, not stars. So yeah, believe me, I don't think it was an ideal situation that they were in, but there were really not a lot of other options. But I would love to hear what you wanted them to do, Al, because I'm always into kind of seeing where people's minds are, because I think they had to do something, and they did do something. And I think they also wanted to make sure that they found a center that could accurately give Joel some rest. And I think they found that, because Drummond was the best center that Embiid has played with, that was able to kind of help him out. But anyway, back to my drunkenness. So yeah, so I kept going back for bloodies. And listen, it was so early in the morning. I was like, Bloody Mary, okay. And we were,
let's go.
The food was amazing. The breakfast was, oh my God, they had everything you could want. So we filled up on all of that, and yeah, we were dancing. We were having a good time. I was, we're 97.5 The Fanatic people were there. So I was, talking to some of those guys. Whatchamacallit? Hollis was in the building, so I got a I was talking with I was basically talking with everybody, but so I went away, like did my thing, talked to everybody, and came back, and yeah, we were just dancing. I mean, there's too many videos of us. Dancing. And I wore my Art Monk jersey, my Eagles number 85 Art Monk jersey.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
And I tell you, I got so many compliments, and but also so many like,
the hell.
And even from but there were a very smart Commanders. I think they were a football team at the time, right?
Yeah, they were just watching the football team.
But yeah, there were a lot of smart fans that were like, "Oh snap!" Like I totally forgot he played for the Eagles.
That's right. Yep.
So there were some people that knew, but yeah, that was such a good time. But yeah, I may or may not have passed out in the second quarter and woke up after half and rallied and had a great time.
You definitely did rally. Yeah, I'll give you credit. You did rally. That second half, you were locked in.
Was locked in. Focused. But yeah, Philly Sports Strips puts on a great time. I love it. I absolutely love it. But anyway, yeah. So if you have somewhere, let us know. Still waiting to hear back from Al to see what his perfect dream scenario offseason for the Sixers would have been, because I'd love to hear it.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, so also I wanted to, before we get out of here, and I know we still got a little time, but again, it's the off season, so
yeah, we can cut it short if you want.
We do whatever we want. Damn right. But anyway, I want to talk about the DBs. More specifically the corners than the safeties, but all in all, we're loaded. And
yeah, we are
more than I think we've ever been. We've never really had good depth. We've had guys, but it always seems to be we have a crap ton of guys in the. Oh man, are we really going to play this guy?
Yeah, like at times we were very top heavy. Like we'd have two really good corners. And then it's like, okay, then after that, just pray that they stay healthy.
Yeah, exactly. So now I think, again, Slay is certainly getting up there. Bradbury still somehow is on this team.
Yeah.
But, older.
Yeah,
right. Older vets there. You have Avonte Maddox, who's, again, getting up there, injury prone, was released, signed back, and yada, yada, yada. And then you have a bunch of young guys. You have somebody like a Zach McPherson who,
Mhm.
has a little bit of injury thing, but it's always been stuck behind so many people that he's really never gotten a chance to shine. You have a plethora of second year guys, the Keely Ringo, the Eli Ricks, the Josh Jobs, of the world, the Mekhi Bectons. You have Isaiah Rogers coming off of his suspension. We don't exactly know what we have there. We have two first round and a second round corner, and
I
Quinton.
think you say it right there when you say really it's 2 first-round talents.
Yeah, I mean you're right. You're
Yeah.
probably right. 2 first rounders. Let's call them first round
Mhm.
talent: Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean, who, all intents and purposes, is playing corner.
Yeah.
He is not being played at safety currently. But anyway, so yeah, and I'm forgetting people. That's how many people that there are in the cornerback room. So there are going to be some names that I think we say goodbye to. Some good names that are probably going to get picked up by another team. And I know the practice squad rules have changed a little bit. I know you can can you protect like a veteran or something, but you can only protect them for so many games, but like maybe to start the season you can protect them. I don't know. How does it work?
Right. I know there's some quirky rules there now because it used to be, man. You if you put them on the practice squad, anybody could go and claim them really at any time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
Yeah. And what
now
practice
there's some
squad?
right.
What practice squad guy, young guy, isn't going to be like, oh wait, you want me to make the 53? Oh snap, I'm in.
Right.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, so I get it, but I know there's some like rules now where you can kind of like you can throw some vets there, but you can also protect them.
Right.
But then like you can only call up a practice squad guy so many times before you have to like sign them to the team. It's a lot. But yeah, I think either way, I think we're going to be saying goodbye to somebody in this room, and I obviously the two rookies are locks.
They're making this team. Yeah.
I think they're more locks than anybody else.
Yeah.
They're more locks than Slay.
100%. I agree. Yeah.
I think if the right offer comes by for Slay, I think Howie will take it.
Sure.
Howie loves to fleece another team. So if he can, he will.
Yeah, absolutely he would. And it would be a smart move.
Yeah. So you have Bradbury, who we all assume should be cut, but were traded or kicked to the curb, thrown in the dumpster, and lit on fire. But
fired off into the sun. Yeah,
right, but we don't know that for sure because why haven't they done that by now? Is my question. Why haven't they done it? Going to do it? Give the man a chance to get picked up and join another squad.
And I think the reason why that's the case is they already have him under contract. He's already they're already affording his cap number. And so why make a move when you don't need to? And just wait for somebody to go down in training camp because injuries happen every day. And whether it be for the Eagles or somebody else, James Bradbury becomes a very, valued, quality player that somebody might be willing to give a little more for if all of a sudden their starting corner, like one of their top guys, goes down via injury in training camp. All of a sudden the Eagles could call up, be like, oh, so you like James Bradbury? Cool. We'll take a first for him.
Ah, my God, of course. I know, right? I'd be happy with a sixth right now.
Seriously. Okay, so obviously it wouldn't be a first, but if all of a sudden you got a team's third or a fourth, we'd be ecstatic.
But so I got that. But you have Avonte Maddox, who, let's be honest, we love and think he's a great player, but he can't stay healthy. Plain and simple. And then
I think that if everybody's healthy, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but Cooper DeJean, I feel like if in the ideal world, I think he would be a perfect slot corner. And if he takes that role, where does that leave Avonte Maddox? because that's his role right now.
Right. Yeah. And then you have, somebody like Keely Ringo who
Hmm.
was playing significant minutes outside opposite of Darius Slay. And I think given a full offseason to win that job, I think he might get it heading into the
Oh,
season.
sure. Yeah. That guy's a competitor. He played on the number 1 ranked Georgia Bulldogs defense and was a key contributor to that national championship
Yeah, he
team.
was one of the best on that team.
Yeah.
So, you're absolutely right. So I am, I'm definitely excited to kind of see
Mhm.
how it shakes out, because I feel like there's 100 different ways it can, and there's going to be somebody upset that Eli Ricks or Josh Jobe gets cut, or Mekhi Becton.
And guess who's going to be right here every step of the way to keep everybody informed about the battles in training camp? I can't friggin' wait. This is like one of those times where it's like we talk about it all the time, how like the off season, like there are stages to it. This is that depression stage for me, because it's always like right after the schedule gets announced. I'm like, oh man, this away game would be great to go. This one would be great. And then it's like, then there's a couple weeks and it's just like, oh, and we still have 6 weeks to go till training camp. And, and it's like, it's such a drag then to like just get us back to football.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. So, training camp, like I said, starts in a little over 3 weeks, right? A little over 3. And so listen, we got a couple more shows to do before that happens, and that's all right. Once we get to that point, we'll have plenty of information to kind of start talking about. And listen, you never know. It's still early in the off season. How we can still get some things done, and we've seen it where you've done kind of things that past that time. Like there are still some decent free agents out there that are just sitting there for some reason, and I don't see why Howie wouldn't swoop to grab one of them. So, but yeah. Anyway, I think we're gonna cut it. We appreciate everybody for joining us. Thank you so much, everybody, for the comments. Danny, of course, Big Al, of course, Crucian, which I said that right. Steve, Andrew, let's see, who did I forget? Little G, of course. How could I forget the big uncle, Little G? Daniel checking in, K1. And then of course Al Lowe. It's still, I don't know what Al's
What's your dream off-season move for the Sixers?
Yeah. So and Tony Woods checking in. Appreciate it, buddy.
Thanks, Tony.
Yeah, so listen, guys. We're here every Monday at 6:00 on the Football Smack Talk show here on the Edge of Philly Sports. Please, right above me, over here and over here, all the socials that you can find, all of our Philly Sports Alliance shows. We're exclusively on the Edge of Philly Sports. Please make sure you like, follow, share, subscribe, all that great stuff. That really does mean a lot to us. Sharing our show is probably the best thing to get it in front of your own friends and family, and especially if they're Philly sports fans, Eagles fans. Why the hell not? So, so we do appreciate that. Please make sure that not only you're doing that, but you are following not only this show, but some of the other great shows on the Edge of Philly Sports. So our lineup is later tonight, 9:00, Party on Broad on Edge of Philly Sports. We're going to be talking about the Sixers offseason moves. In fact, we're going to be grading, putting them into the tier categories. So check that at 9:00. Tuesday here at 8:00, the best football roundtable show there is, Birds of the Roundtable. Please check that out. We're going to be talking. What are we talking about? I can't remember. I don't know. We always do some fun, wacky stuff there. So check that out. Of course, Wednesday though, exclusively on Philly Sports Alliance, you have Turning Heel podcast, 8 o'clock, Eric and Mike talking all things wrestling. So check that out. I'm not sure if something crazy is going on right in the wrestling world. Eric,
Always.
always, yeah. Figured that was your answer.
Yeah.
So check that out. And then coming soon, the return of the college football show. Myself and Dives, and we're actually adding our good buddy Steve to the program. We're going to be talking all of the great matchups for college football starting week 0. We're going to talk about all of the wonderful prospects who the Eagles might be looking for. So it's kind of like a NFL draft, college football show. We'll talk about the game of the week, the bets, we'll bring in, betting into it. So please check that out.
Yeah.
Right, that you're hooked already.
Oh man. When's that show?
Yeah, a couple of weeks. I think we're going to be starting it up because again, college game starts a little bit before the pros, so we got to get that moving. So please check that out. Yeah, absolutely check that out. And then not only that, but then again, I'm Plug City here. Sorry. Check out
Radio Shack.
Yeah, check out the best morning show in all of Philly. That's trending in the AM with our good buddy Phil Stifel, talking about everything that is trending that day. Phil will absolutely talk about it. He's great, does it all by himself. It's a great interactive show. And then finally, I don't have the ad for it, but Philadelphia Sports Disorder is a brand new show with my buddy Rob. It's like a quick 15, 20, 30-minute show, depending on, what's on his mind. And it just it's basically him ranting and raving. And it's really funny. It's just kind of quick, whatever's on his mind, and people kind of interacted. He's made it into a live show now. So please check that out. I believe that's Wednesday. I think he's going live. I got to check because he used to record on Wednesday and then it went live Friday. So I'm not sure exactly when the live portion of it is, but it is such a great show so far. I'm really happy for Rob. And in fact, I think I want to start a new show with Rob where we just yell at each other. Because if anybody's seeing us on Party on Broad later tonight, we sometimes, even if we're agreeing with each other, we just get loud and then we feed off of each other. It's really great because we're just like, blah, 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 and we're like, wait a minute, we're saying the same thing. So it's really funny. I would love to do that. But anyway, Edge of Philly Sports. This is the absolute best place for all your Philadelphia sports in all of Philadelphia. We cover everything. We have shows all day, every day. If you don't know about us, what are you waiting for, bud? Sign up for the newsletter. Go onto the website. Like, follow, subscribe, share. Do it all the buttons, all the socials. All the podcast platforms. I'm telling you, if you like golf, we have a golf show. If you like the Union, which unfortunately they're doing really terrible this year, but if you like the Union, we have a Union show. We have a lacrosse show. We literally have a lacrosse show. It's the Philadelphia Water Dogs, who I didn't even know was a professional team.
Oh, that's a team? Awesome.
That's a team. We have a show about it. So literally there is something for everybody. There's football shows. There's baseball shows. We do post games. Post-game shows are amazing. I cannot wait to do the post-game shows for the Eagles this upcoming year. So please do yourself a favor and follow the best Philadelphia sports network in the business here on the Edge of Philly Sports. But that's it for us. We're going to pop on out of here. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate all the love from YouTube, from Facebook, and especially from X. Appreciate the love from X. So that's it for us. Eric, you got anything to add before we pop on out of here?
No.
All right. Got to keep that streak alive. Gotta love it. Episode 320 in the books. Have a great rest of your Monday. It is beautiful. Go outside, enjoy a drink on the deck or whatever is your version of that. And we will see you guys next week. I'll see you later tonight. I'll see you tomorrow. Eric will see you Wednesday. And you'll see the rest of EOP and the rest of the week. So, all right, folks, have a good night. Enjoy your dinner. See you later. Go Birds.
Go Birds. Yeah, only 66 days to go. Happy football, everybody.
There you go. 66. We can do that. So, for the Football Smack Talk Show, I am Ryan.
I'm Eric.
Happy football, right?
That's right. Well, I did say happy football. But yeah, happy football. Yes.
All right, everybody. Bye. Go Birds.